Got extra cash, looking for something to invest in. You've probably been searching all around all the different types of passive investments you can do. Make money online, not work 9 to 5, retire early, make money while you sleep. We've all heard it all. So I'm sure you've come across a video just like this one telling you to get into the ATM business. Yeah, well, I did too. And I wish I would have known this before getting into it. Hi guys, welcome back to my journey to becoming a millionaire. My name is Chris Mo. If you don't know me, I do $1 to $2 million in construction sales, got a 6-figure income, some passive investments, and I got nothing to sell you. You see, I make these videos so I can document my life towards becoming a millionaire so my grandchildren can know who I am, and hopefully this can inspire others to start their own journey. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining why I regret getting into the ATM business. So if you plan or were thinking about getting into this ATM business, this video is for you. These are going to be some things you will want to learn before you get into this side hustle. Or at least I wish I knew these things before getting into it. So make sure you stay to the end because this might help you save thousands of dollars. So without further ado, let's get started. Before we get into the main issue at hand, I think it's important I tell you how I got into the business in the first place. You see, back in 2020, I managed to have an amazing year in sales, and it was actually my first year breaking 6 figures. I managed to save majority of my income because I knew that I had to save in order to invest. That way I can find other avenues for making money. I wanted to build a passive income stream where I could have money coming in without me having to work so much for it. And I'm pretty sure this might be a lot of you. Eventually, I came across a video just like this one telling me to get into the ATM business because I can make anywhere from $500 to $1,000 per machine or something like that. Well, there's different ways to get into the ATM business. The way I managed to get into this business is by buying an ATM route from someone who was trying to get out of the business themselves. And this is the easiest way to get into any business, really. Just buy it off of somebody else. Which brings me to the main issue in being in the ATM business. It costs money. You see, running an ATM business is expensive. Just like any other business, it costs money to run your operations. And especially where I have my ATM route, it's expensive. You see, originally I bought a portfolio of 4 ATMs that brought in $700 per month. I managed to create a seller finance deal with the seller and got the portfolio for $24,000. I put $5,000 down and $6,000 at closing for a total of $11,000. The remaining $14,000 was financed for 12 months at 0 interest. I was paying nearly $1,000 a month for a year until I finally paid them off a couple months ago. However, going into the deal, I realized that I was gonna need an extra $10,000 to just keep the ATMs vaulted. All in all, it took about $34,000 to just get into the business. The reason I say I regret getting into the ATM business is because of the missed opportunity. If you don't know what that is, in simple words, it's basically just the other missed opportunities that you could have gone with if you didn't choose that decision. Knowing what I know now about making money and about businesses, I could have used that initial investment for something much greater now. So that's actually the main reason why I regret getting into the business. Most people don't realize that with any investment, whether it's ATMs, another business, vending machines, laundromats, or even real estate, you're going to need capital. And I'm not just talking about a couple $100. It takes money to make money, people. And majority of the time, your money's just sitting there, working for you, which can make you feel as if you don't really have that money, which is how I kind of feel running this whole operation. Another reason I regret getting into the ATM business is because people don't realize the risk you take when getting into the business. You see, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups. I built a lot of relationships with people in the industry, a lot of which have either gotten out of the game or have gotten burnt by someone either giving them a crappy location or have gotten their ATMs broken into. Being in the business for over a year now, I've had one ATM gotten broken into. Luckily, it was during the time where the funds were low, so I only lost $100. And to top it off, I was also lucky that it wasn't my machine. You see, I was vaulting that machine, which is another way to make money in the ATM business. But that owner of that location had to replace the lock and the door for that ATM. But it wasn't the first time that this happened to him, so he was used to it. And believe it or not, this happens to a lot of people in the industry. Like many others, people are always breaking into ATM machines, which is why I tell people you got to be prepared for a bad day. Because let's say you buy an ATM which is going to run you about $2,000 to $3,000. From there, you need $1,000 to $2,000 to just put money into the machine. If someone decides to break into your machine, not only are they going to break your machine, they're going to steal your money. And you're out $5,000 and you're out of the ATM machine. And believe it or not, this happens to a lot of people. It costs a lot of money to be in this business and requires someone with a high risk tolerance. You know what else is a high risk? That subscribe button. So if you haven't already, just go ahead and click it. It only takes 1 second. It does help me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Anyways, don't get me wrong. This business, just like any other business, it has its ups and downs, but it can still be a profitable business. It's really just a numbers game with these ATMs. You're not gonna get rich with just one ATM. You'll be lucky if that ATM brings you anywhere from $200 to $500 per machine. It's all about collecting the most amount of locations, which can get pricey as well. I managed to ride through the initial learning curve and raise my ATMs to 10 ATMs that are spread throughout all of Los Angeles. I make over $1,500 a month in profits, and to be quite honest with you, I really don't work them that much. I probably work 1 or 2 hours on my machines, and then I just run everything through my phone, which is technically pretty passive. And that extra $1,000 does help pay the bills, especially living here in California. So don't get me wrong, it's not like I completely regret getting into the business, because I did manage to grow it into something great. I learned a lot about building processes and systems and managed to build really great relationships with some really great people. Would I do it again? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for the amount of time that I really work for them and the fact that I get an extra $1,000 a month, especially living here in LA, it goes a long way. And it really doesn't feel like I work much on them. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully this gave you some insights of what it's like to be in the ATM business. So if you're trying to get into the business or getting into the side hustle, remember that it's going to take a lot of capital and it does require someone with a high risk tolerance because things happen. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully this gave you some insights of what it's like to be in the ATM business. So if you're looking to get into this side hustle, please remember that it's going to take some capital and there is a lot of risk involved. So be ready for all that. So if you guys found some value, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you know exactly when I'll be posting. Besides that, see you guys next time.